Hello everybody and welcome back to Mental Health Mondays. I hope you are all well. So in this video I am going to be giving you reasons to recover from self-harm, in specific 10 different reasons. Now you may have clicked on this video because you are struggling with self-harm and you might want to stop and you might just want that little bit of motivation or inspiration, and that is what I'm here to give you today. I struggled with self-harm for around, I would say, like 6 years. I started self-harming when I was 14 and it became a habit and a kind of go-to for me to process my emotions, whether I was angry, sad, numb, you name it. I would self-harm. Self-harm kind of became that coping mechanism and therefore an addiction for me. Trust me when I say I know how you feel. It is one of the hardest addictions to break, I think. And I say, like, I self-harm for 6 years, but I have still had relapses. However, self-harm and thoughts of self-harm don't rule my life anymore, and I just want to help you guys feel the same way. And I just want to say beforehand, these are not meant to come across in a shaming way. This is just me being brutally honest about self-harm and the benefits of recovering from it. So with that being said, reason number one is that self-harm isolates you from other people. The secrecy around self-harm, having to hide it from your friends and family, the hospital stays alone, the isolation that you feel with the thoughts and the act of self-harm and everything around it is horrible. And like, even just thinking about it takes me back to that place. It was just such a lonely time. Reason number two is that self-harm is addicting. So if you're watching this and you're at the beginning of your self-harm journey, just be aware of this. I always would like to think that I could stop someone from going down the journey of becoming addicted to self-harm, because it's a very, very hard addiction to break. And like any addiction, you're always going to want more. You're always going to have to do it worse and worse and worse, because the hit that you're getting is not enough, and this can have absolutely detrimental consequences to your health. And trust me, there will never be enough. What would be enough? Because to me, being enough would be self-harming so bad that I would end up dead, and I'm very, very, very thankful that that did not happen to me and that I'm still alive. But also just seeing it as an addiction, I think, is helpful, instead of feeling shame around it, knowing that it is an addiction and you can take steps to recover from it. There will be relapses, but trust me, you will be able to do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Number three is that self-harm takes up valuable space in your mind. When you could be thinking about your future plans, you could be thinking about holidays that you want to go on and spending time with friends. If you're not self-harming, you're thinking about self-harming. I know for me, there was a point in my life when my brain was simply just filled with my mental illness and thinking about the next time I could self-harm. So even when you're out and you're doing these things like spending time with friends and family, all you can think about is self-harming. And how nice would it be to actually have space in your mind to think about something else? Number four is that self-harm is a roadblock to recovery as a whole. In recovering from a mental illness, self-harm may just be one of the symptoms of it, but until you tackle that, until you take the steps to recover, you're not going to be able to make, you know, massive leaps and bounds. And don't get me wrong, like, you can still be recovering and be on a journey and be self-harming, but we need to be giving ourselves hugs instead of cuts. That's really, really cheesy, but what I mean is we need to be showing ourselves self-compassion instead of punishing ourselves. And trust me when I say breaking the addiction will give you the hugest sense of achievement, and also it will be a kind of natural progression. It's not like one day you'll be like, right, I'm cured from self-harm. It will be a kind of like this up and down journey, and then one day you'll just kind of realize, wow, like I haven't self-harmed in this long, and I haven't had these thoughts about self-harm in this long. And that is the point that I want you all to be at. Number 5 is that self-harm can leave lasting marks. I mean, this is kind of an obvious one. I say that though, it's kind of not really one that I thought about when I was in the midst of my self-harm. I didn't think as a, you know, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17, 18-year-old, my self-harm was the worst when I was 18. I didn't think at that point, because I didn't think that I was going to live past 18, that I would have to deal with the consequences, as you like, when I got older. So for me now, like walking into professional settings, it's just something that I have to think about in the back of my brain. And don't get me wrong, I don't think anybody should be judged or discriminated against in any kind of workplace or any situation because of their scars. It's just something to think about. When I think about my wedding photos, I know that my arms are going to be out in it and my scars are going to be out in it, and I'm not ashamed of my scars. I'm in a place where I'm at peace with them. But I just think, just know that these scars will be with you for life, but also that they will tell a story of something that you have fought so hard to get through and got out the other end. Number 6 is that self-harm makes you feel empty. People self-harm for a number of reasons, but I feel like feeling numb and feeling empty and just wanting to feel something is one of the major ones. And it does fill the void for a while, but then, as we know with any addiction, that longing comes back and you need to do it again and do it worse. And for me, I knew I eventually had to face the feelings that were leading me to self-harm, the feeling of emptiness or anger or whatever it was. And I'm so thankful that I managed to get the right professional help and the right medication to help me through it, because I know a lot of people don't. Number 7 is recover so you don't feel the need to constantly cover your body up. You shouldn't feel the need to cover your body up, let me just say that. Like, I think no one should be hiding their scars, but I know that for a lot of self-harmers there may be reasons why you do need to cover up. But for me, I don't need to think so much about my wardrobe choices. I don't need to be paranoid that on a night out someone's going to see my cut, so I cover my arms in foundation. Little things like this that may be a huge part of your life will become so minuscule. Number 8 is because you deserve to have a happy and carefree life without using self-harm as a coping mechanism, and an unhealthy coping mechanism at that, because I think it's so important that we replace self-harm with healthier coping mechanisms. It's obviously a reason why people self-harm, and I think it's important that we, you know, look into these reasons instead of just trying to solve everything with self-harm. Number 9 is so you can swim in the ocean without feeling the sting of the salt water, so you can take a shower without it being painful for your whole body, so you can hug your friends without thinking about what's underneath your clothes. Self-harm doesn't just cause pain in the moment, it causes pain afterwards, it causes emotional pain. You'll know exactly all of these feelings if you are self-harming, and I think it's such a beautiful reason to want to recover. And number 10 is to look back and think, I survived that, I got through that, that was absolute hell, but I'm no longer punishing myself. I'm showing myself self-compassion. I'm working on myself. I've made so much progress in my life. I think I often forget to look back at how far I've come. I think self-harm was one of the most difficult things to overcome. So I really hope that this video has helped you. Please do let me know in the comments if it did. I'm sending love to all of you who are struggling with self-harm right now. I promise you it will get better if you put in the work. And I will see you in my next video. I upload weekly vlogs on a Sunday and mental health Mondays on a Monday. And until then, please do take care of yourself. Goodbye.